Hi everyone, Bandana here. I hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to the channel, or indeed welcome to the channel if you are new here. I quite like making guides, and I've had a few questions on some of my other hunt videos recently with people not understanding what some symbols are, what some numbers are and things in the game's menu system. And when you're new, it is very difficult to understand what is going on. The game tries to give you some information, but there's a lot going on in Hunt Showdown. The aim of this video is to provide an introduction and explanation to the menu system, what you're seeing on the screen right now, in other words. I will talk about the progression system. I will talk about hunters and gear briefly, and I will touch on the battle pass just to give you an understanding of what that is and why it's there. Now, it's going to be a fairly long video, and as I say, it is aimed at new players. If you're an experienced player, you're probably not going to get much out of it, but you're more than welcome to watch it. The video will be split up into chapters, so you can jump to any relevant parts or come back to it later and continue watching a particular section if you've got stuck in the game somewhere. Now, disclaimer, they're going to change this menu system in the next few weeks, I would imagine. So this new menu system is quite pretty, and it is pretty smooth when you click on stuff. However, you have to do a lot of clicking to do anything. In that sense, it is functionally not great. So they are already reworking it, and they've put out a video about that. So what I say today might be in a different position in a few weeks' time, but the information that you get should be similar, and what you need to know should be similar. It just might be in a slightly different format on the screen, like in terms of positionally. For example, you see in the middle here at the top we have all of these headings. These are menus. Between home and hunters, they will be putting play. So play will be added here, so you can easily get to the play menu. At the moment, it's in home. And normally when you click on home, the first thing you'll see when you enter the game is actually adverts for things that are on sale or events that are upcoming. I think they've removed that temporarily because you can't see it here, and they've made play the top thing. Because obviously a lot of people were complaining that it's hard to get onto the play screen and this, that, and the other. Very reasonable complaint. They understand that there are issues. As I say, things will change. Fine. Introduction out of the way. Let's start by understanding what is going on in the top left of the screen here. So there's various symbols and there's various numbers. Starting here at the right hand side, there are blood bonds. These are purchasable currency. These are what you will spend on the in-game store on cosmetics. This game is not pay to win. So you don't have to buy blood bonds. You can also earn some of them in-game. There are ways to earn them in-game. So don't feel you have to buy them. However, you can use them to buy new hunter skins, weapon skins, item skins, charms for your weapons, and also the battle pass if there is a battle pass event going on, as there is right now. That's blood bonds. Completely optional. You don't have to do it. Next to that are the hunt dollars. These are your standard in-game currency which are earned in-game, and you spend them on purchasing your hunters. Once you've purchased a hunter with blood bonds or you've earned it some other way, you will spend 100 hunt dollars on adding that to your active list, or adding one of those hunters to your active list. You will then use more hunt dollars to equip those hunters with weapons, tools, and other items. That's what hunt dollars are. They're pretty easy to get in game. You shouldn't stress too much about that. And even if you run out of money, somehow, you can get free hunters that come with some equipment and don't cost you anything. So you're basically getting some hunters with some free items that you can add to if you want and play with those to try and earn some more cash. The game never leaves you in a position where you can't play the game. You just might not be able to play with the specific weapon you want. C'est la vie. Next to that is your rank. This is the in-game Bloodline rank progression system. You start at 1 and the maximum is 100. Next to that is the prestige system. I have not prestiged, therefore it is 0. If you get to rank 100 with the Bloodline rank, you can prestige. Prestiging means that this number will go up, and it means you get to go, haha, I've prestiged. It also means you get some rewards. At the moment, you get a reward every 5 levels in the new system. However, if you prestige, everything else resets. Your hunt dollars go down to the base amount, your hunters all get wiped and reset, and, as you might expect, other bits and pieces go back to 0 as well, such as your rank, which will go back to 1, and obviously all of your progression through items and things gets reset as well. So prestiging has some advantages and obviously disadvantages. So it is completely up to you if you choose to prestige. I'm still debating whether the new system is worth it or not. I quite like having my hunt dollars, and I actually was trying to get to 1 million. Whether I still manage to do that, I don't know, but we'll see. So that's the numbers at the top left. Again, blood bonds, purchasable currency. Hunt dollars, normal in-game currency. Rank system, to unlock items. You rank up, you unlock more stuff. And prestige. In the middle you have your various menus. The home menu, where at the moment you have play, the last mission information that you played, battle pass, store, and the progression system, which we will come back to. Hunters is exactly what it says in the tin. At the top here you have your hunters that are in your active list. I currently have 18 of the 8 total I can have. The reason for this is they gave us a load when they did the update. So I got a load of them free, so currently have 10 more than I technically should. But they will do this. So if you buy a DLC or you buy a new hunter through the in-game store, one of the new skins, they will give you one for free and it'll just get added to the list. You can purchase more hunter slots if you wish at the cost of 150 blood bonds each. You can also potentially earn them another way in the game, which I'll come to later. You can also recruit new hunters. You can either see all hunters, and these are the ones that you own, but you have to spend 100 hunt dollars on every time you want to bring one of them out. It's pretty reasonable. They come with 3 randomized traits. Traits are something we will discuss shortly. So the other option here are the free hunters that I mentioned. This is a random selection of hunters, and they will come with a random selection of weapons. And as you can see, they all come with a little trait. And these are completely free. So you can bring those in, you can add to their equipment if you want, and play with them. Next you have a gear tab. This just shows you all the items in the game. So you can see your weapons, you can see new unlocked weapons, perhaps ones that you've not got before. You can see all your contraband weapons. You can see large weapons, medium, small, melee weapons. You can have a look through all the tools in the game, and you can have a look through the consumables. At the start of the game, you will have unlocked the base weapon of every weapon type. Unless it's a special event, for example, this 1865 carbine, which is locked as part of the Scorched Earth Battle Pass. So, as you progress through the Battle Pass, you unlock these things. The Berthier, however, you will get at the start of the game now. So as soon as you are rank 1 and you boot up the game, you will have access to all of these base weapons. You then have to unlock other variations of that weapon. So, for example, the Berthier, you then need to unlock the Deadeye, and the Marksman, and the Riposte. The Marksman, for example, is still locked for me. I need to earn 900 experience, aka by using any of the other Berthier weapons, I need to gain 900 experience to unlock this. If I right click here, I can go to progression here, and you can see that I've got 450 of that 900. So I'm halfway there. I'm halfway to unlocking that. So you will find that weapons you are good with or you use a lot, you will unlock faster. You will notice that some of my weapons have a colour behind them. This is because I have a custom skin on them. Tools and consumables are very similar. However, these unlock via the Bloodline progression system, which I will come back to shortly, or you can jump to that section in the video. Next along the top here is the Battle Pass. This will come and go. There will be times when there is a Battle Pass and times when there is not a Battle Pass. Progression at the front here is basically the Battle Pass levels. Usually they will have 50. They always have in the past, and I imagine they always will in the future, but, you know, they might change it. So the progression here is basically every level you go, you unlock something. At level 2 here, you unlocked a bit of the story, then you unlock a charm, then you unlock one of the new weapons. Anything which has the key symbol on it means that you have to pay for the Battle Pass to unlock it. If it doesn't have that, then you get it anyway. But you'll find that the majority of the skins and things like that, you have to purchase the Battle Pass for. You have a section for the story, which you can read through or indeed listen to as you see fit. You have your details of the event that's going on at the moment. And then you have the Battle Pass itself here, which you can purchase for 1,000 blood bonds. Or if you would like a bonus and get 15 event levels, then you can pay 1,800. Is it worth that much? I really don't know. I think it's relatively expensive to get extra levels. This price will go down if you already unlock levels. But they charge you, if you go back to the progression, if you see the progression system, down here at the bottom you can buy levels. And they cost 200 blood bonds per level. So if you have a full-time job and a lot of disposable income and you don't think you'll be able to play the game enough to get to rank 50 of the Battle Pass, then you could just buy it with blood bonds. The final thing here is the store. In the store you will find new weapons, usually at the top here, so equipment skins. You'll find hunter skins. You'll find a link to downloadable content, which you can buy from the Steam store or the Crytek store. You'll find charms that can attach to your weapons. You will be able to purchase blood bonds. You'll find bundles, which are bundles of weapons or maybe hunters or a variety of things, but basically the intention is that you get a discount if you buy them all together. And then at the bottom they've got the Battle Pass again. Pretty straightforward. You don't have to buy anything off the store, it is completely optional. Okay, so we've covered most of the main menu UI. The only thing I haven't touched on is this up here, which is your team. The middle one is my Steam icon, and then you'd have icons either side of that if you were in a team with 2 or 3 people. So you can have up to 3 people in one team. Next would be a chat button, which is grayed out. I believe that comes up when you're in a team. Then you've got options or settings and exit. So that's the majority of the main menu UI. Let's now talk about playing the game and equipping a hunter, because if I explain that, then the progression system will make more sense. So the first thing to do would be the tutorial. I highly recommend the tutorial. It is very good. They worked very hard on it. It's got a basic and an advanced. It's well worth giving a go. It will get you into the frame of mind of how the game works and how you play it. The only other way to do that is to literally play the game, but this is a much more gentle introduction through the tutorial. Next to the tutorial is the shooting range. This is exactly what it says on the tin. You can go to the center of one of the maps, basically. You are limited to how far you can move around. You are basically stuck in the middle, but it contains weapons, it contains dummy targets, it contains explosives, traits, everything you could possibly need to test out the game or test various things. Anything that isn't there you can take in on your hunters. You can have other players come in with you, your friends in your team, and you can either play together or you can even play against each other and practice shooting each other. Good if you want to practice shooting moving targets, for example. The next game mode is Sole Survivor. This is the single player game mode effectively. You'll always be against other solo players in this. It's different to Bounty Hunt, as in this you're kind of playing a King of the Hill mode. There will be rifts around the map, and you need to find 4 of these to become the Wellspring. Then everyone else has to try and kill you to take the Wellspring off you. Or someone else will find 4 rifts first, and they will become the Wellspring. And you have to kill them. Whoever has the Wellspring, when the points run out, which are kind of like the timer of the game, their hunter survives and goes into their hunter active pool. Anyone else who's still alive immediately dies. Simple as that. You're either the Wellspring and you get out, or you die. You don't get any resurrections in this. Once you're dead, you're dead. And then you just hop into another game. However, you go in with a random free hunter, and you can either have a random weapon, a medium range weapon, which will give you some kind of pistol or similar, short range, which is usually a shotgun, or indeed you can go in with just a melee weapon like a machete, an axe, or a baseball bat. So you can choose. I usually go medium range and get a pistol of some variation. You could get dual pistols, a single pistol. You can get sort of a variation on that theme. You can even get a little hand crossbow or a bow and arrow. In the game, in Soul Survivor, you will find lots of weapons crates, which have weapons on top or items on top. So although you will start with just the basics, you can find much better equipment and many consumables and explosives and things on the map itself. And you can obviously pick up weapons off other hunters. This is a bit like Warzone or PUBG, things like that, where you're trying to upgrade your equipment as you go around the map and also be the sole survivor. Straightforward enough? It's a good game mode. It's good for practicing weapons and stuff that you might not usually play because you'll find random ones. I enjoy it. Bounty Hunt is the main game mode of Hunt Showdown. This can be played as a solo, in a team of 2, or a team of 3. And you can either play against teams of up to 2 or teams of up to 3. That's this button here. You can see I can switch between trios and duos. If you are a trio, then you will always play against other trios. If you are a duo or a solo, you can choose. Obviously, a solo going against teams of 3 is going to be a challenge. However, you could find other solos in the game, or indeed duos, as well as teams of 3. If you're playing against up to duos, you can find other solos, or just teams of 2. To balance the game out a bit, you will usually be placed against teams which are lower rank than you if you are a solo. So you stand maybe more of a chance against 2 people that way. Try and make things fair. Doesn't always work out like that. So how exactly do you play the Bounty Hunt mode? Well, you will enter the map with your hunter that you have paid for and equipped with whatever level it is and however many traits it has. Your aim is then to find clues as to where the boss compound is, the boss lair. These are the bounty targets. They will drop 2 bounty tokens each for the proper big bosses. And then the smaller bosses, the wild targets like the Hellborn, will drop a single bounty token. These bounty tokens are what you get paid for. So if you exit with 1 or more of them, then you get more cash. The bounty tokens, you can only have 1 from each boss. So if you're a team of 2, then you could kill both bosses if there are 2 on the map and take a bounty from each. Everyone else is trying to do the same thing. And this is where you then have to fight for your bounty tokens. Whether you get there first and kill the boss, they'll try and take it off you if you try and leave. And vice versa, if you don't get in there first and they do, you're trying to kill them. Simple as that. In this game mode, you need to take in one of your hunters. This is one of mine that I got randomly given as part of this update. And I've played her a few times now and we've leveled her up. Let's just quickly go around the rest of this screen. At this side, you will see currently it has random contract. This is going to be changing to game mode. So you'll be able to change the game mode from this box to bounty hunt, sole survivor, etc, etc. Just because they've realized that this menu isn't great and they want to change bits of it. When it says random contract, there will be different contracts at different times. At the moment, it's locked to just the new map and this type of contract. However, in the future, there could be one that is at night while it's raining, and you might get a bit more cash for that. Or it'll be specific maps, specific events, etc, etc, etc. The contracts change over time, and it just depends what they're doing and what their plans are at Crytek. You can choose, by the way, to play either with friends by inviting them, or you can choose to play as a duo or a trio. This is purely a random teammate finder. So other people who are queuing for the same will be put into a team with you. Straightforward enough. But you can obviously play as a solo, and you get a bonus if you play as a solo. Okay. Over at this side, you got Dark Tribute. It's kind of part of the progression system, but every day this resets. As you gain experience with your hunters from just playing the game, you get your own personal experience as well. You will reach different points in this. And for each point you reach, you can get a reward. The first one is red because it is part of the event currently, the Scorched Earth event, which is listed up here. And you will get an extra 200 points towards that battle pass or that event to go up the levels. Every time you hit that each day. So it's worth playing to get 2,000 experience just to get those 200 points. Down here you see your weekly challenges, but we'll talk about those more later, but you can view them all if you wish by going and clicking on that. Okay, so from the screen we can double click on the hunter and we can go to the hunter details page. Over on the left we have their name, we have the level up to a maximum of 50. As they level up, they gain upgrade points. Those upgrade points can be spent on traits, and they can be spent on changing your health chunks. If I click on that, you'll see I have various health chunks, small ones and large ones, and I can remove one, and then I can add more at the cost of upgrade points. Also, if you lose some during a battle because they get burnt off or similar, or you die and they're gone, then you can buy them back after you survive that battle. The red number here under the level is the pledge marks. The pledge marks are part of the current event. Most events have pledge marks now. Those pledge marks can be spent on joining a pact, which gives you an additional trait bonus. Or it can be spent on unlocking various things within the game map, such as weapons chests, or a special cash register, or a clue which will reveal where the bosses are in the map, and various other things. But that is the gist of it. Here it will show you whichever pact you're part of when there is an event ongoing. Then you have your traits. Let me go into the traits. Traits are bonuses that make your hunter better. There are a variety of traits that can do anything from helping you heal more when you use a medkit, heal faster, give you more damage, give you the ability to take less damage from certain sources, make you stealthier, give you a bonus when you're looting things, allow you to loot from range. There's a lot of them, and I'm not going to go into them all today because there's simply too many. Look at, they're all here. There's quite a few. Some of them also change depending on the event. So the first three listed here are event traits that will only be available during this event at the moment. They may come back later, but they may not. The first one is Peacekeeper. Looting a hunter will restore 1 health chunk. That is the Lawful Pact trait. I chose to be the Demented Pact, which means I get Berserker. All melee attacks do double damage. So I do a lot of damage with any melee attack. So that's on main weapons, on tools, which can be knives and things. So I do double damage. Surefoot is the Wilderness one. And that means you can sprint while holding primed throwables, first aid kits, or consumable shots. So basically, normally you can only walk when you have these things out. However, if you get this, you can run while doing it. Just means you can escape the enemy if you're in trouble. This one has an additional little icon. It has a little white square or diamond, whatever you'd like to call it. That means it is a solo trait as well. Not that it's only for solos, but that it gets additional bonuses if you are solo playing. So in this case, your footsteps make less noise while crouching. So if you're a solo player, that is a good one to take, because it means you're quieter, and people will have a harder time finding you. As part of the event, you will note that some other traits, standard ones that you purchase, because they have a little upgrade point icon, they get an additional icon with one of the pact. So this one is a Demented Pact, and it gets an additional bonus. So when you enter critical health, you will receive a short speed boost. So if you are part of the Demented Pact like I am, I can take that and get that additional bonus. Or if you are part of the Lawful Pact, you can receive some ammo for all ammo pools when looting a hunter. That means you get ammo for all of your weapons. Makes sense. That's the bonus for being the Lawful Pact and taking that trait. Some traits have a little blue and red icon, and in this case are not purchasable. The red icon means it is a burn trait. That means that you can use it once and then it vanishes. Some of those burn traits you can purchase, like Necromancer along here. So you'd use it once and then you'd have to purchase it again. Death Cheat, on the other hand, is scarce. That is why it has this little blue symbol, and you can see at the bottom there it says it's a scarce trait. Scarce traits can only be found in the game map while you are playing the game. You cannot buy them here. If they are simply a scarce trait, they will be blue. If they are also a burn trait, they will be like a glowy red colour. So, for example, Shadow Leap would be just blue in the game, like a blue haze, you'd see it on the ground, whereas Death Cheat would be red. The difference is, obviously, Shadow Leap, you can use it many times as you want, it never goes away until your hunter dies. As I say, there are a lot of different traits, we're not going to go into them here, that's for a different video. So that's traits. And we've talked about health chunks, that you can remove them and add small or big ones depending on your preference. Over this side you got your loadout. At the moment it's a bit awkward because if I click this, I get taken to this screen, I then choose one I want to fit in that slot, but then it takes me back to this screen and I have to go back to that screen to choose something else. In the next update to the UI, all of this will be on one screen, so you will see your entire loadout here and you can just do it all on one screen like you could in the old system, because clicking in and out of menus is really stupid. So they are fixing that. In terms of these slots, weapons come as a large, medium or small slot. Obviously a big rifle is a large slot, a pistol is a small slot. Something in between might be like a short rifle that's got its barrel cut off. You can take a large slot and a small slot, or you can take two medium slots. Two pistols would count as a medium slot, so you could take dual pistols and a short shotgun, in which case you'll have a medium weapon and two small weapons making a medium. So, variety of options there. If you have a trait called Quartermaster, you can take a large and medium slot weapon. Tools are items that you keep. So even if you use them all up, you get them refreshed when you next go in. So this Rooted Apothecary is my healing kit, my med kit. It's just got a different name because I've got a skin on it. This has 3 uses. However, if I use them all, survive, and go back into another game, I'll have 3 again. The same would go for like choke bombs. You get 2. You could use them both. When you go into the game again, you get another 2. Consumables are things like bombs, grenades, vitality shots that heal you quickly. These are one-shot items. So you use them once and they're gone. So consumables are exactly that. You consume them and they're gone. You have to buy them if you want more the next game. You can find any items in the game world, even in Bounty Hunt, but in Bounty Hunt it is very rare to find things. There'll be the odd weapon strewn around, and there'll be the odd item that you might find that fits one of these slots. Not usually tools. Normally it's more like the consumables. And you get toolboxes you find in the game world. At the top here you'll see my loadouts. These are like your predefined loadouts that you can save. For example, on loadout 1 I have sort of a default setup I have for my consumables and tools, and I can pull that in. Loadout 2 here, I copy my currently equipped loadout. So if I click copy my equipped loadout, just click yes, that will make loadout 2 the same as whatever I currently have equipped. And that'll save it, and then I can go back and pull that out later if it's something I like. So that is equipping a hunter. Learning all the weapons and everything else will take time. I'm not going to go into all that in this video. There are a lot of weapons, a lot of tools, a lot of consumables. You're just going to have to learn to practice with them and get used to them. Let's finally talk about the progression system. You'll see a few different things here. So the main one is the Bloodline progression. As you'll see, I'm at max all the way at 100, but if I go back down to the bottom, you start at level 1 or rank 1 in the Bloodline ranks. As you level up, you unlock tools and you unlock traits, and that continues all the way up to level 60 something, I believe. There we go. So at level 64 you get Dauntless, which is the last trait you get. After that you just get hunt dollars as you level up more. This is probably because, you know, they want to give you as much as possible before you're in the game too long. Because if you go back here, you will notice that you get 2 items at some levels. That's just to ensure that, you know, you're getting access to everything. The lower levels take less experience to level up for. The higher levels take more. So getting to level 64 is pretty straightforward. But that is how you unlock tools, consumables, and traits. You start with all weapons unlocked, at least all the base weapons. Any variants of those weapons you have to unlock by using the base weapons. We can see that by clicking weapon progression here, and we can see all of my weapons. These ones are locked because they're event ones, which you need to get through the battle pass. But for example, if I right click on the Centennial, which is locked, the Centennial Shorty silenced, and I click progression, you can see I've unlocked that one, that one, that one, but not the Shorty, and I have unlocked the one after it. The reason for this is quite simply that this was added later, and they've sort of jiggled things around a bit. So I would now need to use a Centennial to make 600 experience to unlock that Shorty with a silencer. Dark Tribute we talked about before. This refreshes every day, and you get rewards for each of these levels you hit and experience. These rewards can be a hunter slot. That's a very rare one. You could get hunt dollars, you could get blood bonds, you could get random weapons or items to add to your stockpile. The weekly challenges, these change every week. Everybody gets the same ones, which is a blessing and a curse. Blessing in the sense that, for example, this one, the Crag, where you have to damage enemy hunters, the Crag's quite expensive, and if you don't like spending money, chances are enemy hunters are going to have them. So if you manage to kill them, you can probably pick up a Crag for free and then use it to do your quest. The Hellborn one is very difficult because the Hellborn is a wild target that only spawns on maps with a single boss, like a single main boss target. They randomly appear in one of several predefined locations, and whoever gets there first will kill it, and you probably stand no chance of getting it if you weren't there first. So this one's quite difficult to do, and I don't think it's a very good one. You will notice that for most of these you get some blood bonds, so it's one way to earn blood bonds, and you'll also notice that you get a lot of event points. These are good for getting through the battle pass. I mean, 1,000 event points is an entire level of the Battle Pass. And that, in essence, is the menu system. I don't think I've missed anything, but that should give you a basic understanding of what the heck is going on in the menu. So I will leave this video there because it's already going to be pretty long, so thank you very much for joining me. I hope it's helpful. Let me know in the comments if it was. Let me know if there's another topic you would like covered. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. I hope you all have a great weekend and are enjoying Hunt so far.